Not at all, Governor Barnes. I do understand. I have known the man for many, many years, and I'm aware of certain drawbacks. However, let us not forget that Justice Felix Frankfurter never served a day in his life in a trial court, and that did not appear to diminish his capability as a Supreme Court justice. Yes, I will be more than happy to suggest any other names should the need arise. Thank you, sir. You wish to speak to me, Mr. Hart?
Yes, sir. As you know, sir, today's the 14th of the month. It's the date we decided I would hand over the research you asked me to do for the amicus brief you'll be filing before the Supreme Court.
Yes, Mr. Hart.
Well, then, here it is.
Thank you. I trust you've examined the entire legislative history of the Act?
Yes, sir. I even looked at the common law precedents for protection of sites of public interest by the Crown. And I'd just like to say, sir, if I may, that it's been an honor for me to be a small part of a significant and influential legal document.
Well, just how influential remains to be seen.
Yes, of course. Well, then, if there's no more work for me to do here, I'll just let myself out.
Mr. Hart, you do realize that the court is expected to hand down a decision this week in the case of FAC versus Maynard?
Yes, sir. But I wasn't aware of any overlapping issues.
Well, I shall expect you to come through with further research if the court's decision warrants it.
Oh, that goes without saying. The only thing is, sir, Professor, I will be out of town for the next few days. I have to go to Minnesota. My sister's getting married on Saturday, and the family's kind of expecting me to be there. Well, expecting is maybe a mild word for it. I'd better be there.
Where you belong at any given time, Mr. Hart, is entirely your decision.
Yes, sir. I just want you to know, sir, that I intend to see this assignment through to the end. If anything should come up about that court decision, I'll have that information on your desk.
Friday, 5 p.m.
Friday, 5 p.m. It's a totally unrelated area. I mean, this case deals with...
Then why would Kingsfield bother to mention it?
Who knows? In any case, it won't be more than a couple of phone calls back and forth.
You sure about this, James? You're working on an amicus brief for the Supreme Court. I'd say that's pretty important.
Well, so is this wedding. I mean, this isn't some distant relative. My little sister's getting married. Oh, it's been a long time for it. It's gonna be good to be home. Which tie?
I refuse to answer on the grounds that it may incriminate my taste.
No, it doesn't matter. It'll be off 5 minutes after the wedding. Do you know that there's going to be square dancing at the reception? You know how long it's been since I was square dancing? Whoa, wow, we're gonna burn the barn down tonight.
Gee, a wedding in Minnesota. Do you sacrifice any live animals?
Just the groom. Grab your partner by the waist, swing around your corner base.
Look at you. A year and a half of culture and refinement down the drain.
Boots for walking in real mud.
Hang on to civilization, James. It may not be perfect, but it's all we've got.
Yeah, I may have to do a little back road navigation with my friend Dooley.
Dooley?
Yeah. You should see what happens when you get the two of us together. Volcano! What time is it?
3:20.
Are you kidding? The bus leaves at 3:50. Come on, we gotta go. Let's get out of here.
You actually know somebody named Dooley?
Ain't it strange how people change in almost overnight? Who once was a country girl is now a socialite. We're proud for you, but when you're through and seek some common still drink Cokes and tell old jokes and bowl and split some stripes. Country music still plays on the jukebox every night. Society is not for me, but I can still be found. Oh, we miss you on the old side of town. Babe, we miss you on the old side of town.
Oh, you made it! Now it really feels like my wedding.
Look at you. Oh, God, it's good to see you. You look a little older.
Do I?
Yeah, just a little. Tell me. Thanks. What's going on?
Oh, God, let's see. Today I gave instructions to the photographer. I picked out thank you notes for the ladies' shower. I made sure the florist had the right bouquet for the maid of honor and roses for the ushers. You're the head usher, you know.
Are you sure this guy's worth all the trouble?
Oh, yeah.
You really love him, huh?
Yeah.
He really loves you?
It's what he keeps telling me. And I guess I'm fool enough to believe him.
Sounds good to me.
Thank
you.
Get your hands off of it. Come here.
Well, I just know you're gonna like each other. He's got a bachelor's degree in agriculture, and he wants to run his own farm.
What does Dad say about that?
What doesn't Dad say about that?
What?
Oh, he thinks we're moving too fast. He expects me to court for 50 years or something like he did. He says, but what if it doesn't rain? Or if the wheat doesn't fetch a good price? Or if the subsidy falls through and the bank forecloses? Or if the earth opens up? And I tell him, Daddy, I don't care. He is still the man I want to marry.
Hey. Wait a minute. Isn't this Dooley's truck?
You're right. Get in.
Look at this.
Move over.
Oh, you're driving. Okay.
Just let me use it while he's recuperating.
On the jukebox every night. Society is not for me, but I can still be found. Oh, we miss you.
Oh, he got his hands caught in the ears of the combine.
God, is he all right?
Oh, I'm sure he's gonna be fine.
I'll tell you, that Dooley. He's always getting into something.
Oh, he made me do it. He made me say it.
You so bad. What are you trying to do?
Scare the hell out of you. Don't you learn nothing at law school?
Oh.
You'll always check in the back seat of the pickup truck. So how you been, Jimmy?
Oh, I've been fine, just fine.
Look at this boy. He's
Thanks,
still
Vicky.
shaking.
Oh.
Woo! Jimmy Hart is home! Volcano!
We still drink Cokes and tell jokes, and we bowl and split some stripes. George Jones is still a hero on the jukebox every night.
I got it.
Society is not for me, but I can still be found. Oh, we miss you on the old side of town. Babe, we miss you on
Sugar. Goodbye.
No, it's not a big place. I mean, we each have our own rooms. Ford likes to keep things a little cleaner than I do.
Who doesn't?
Hey,
Sugar, please.
you want some sugar on you?
Hey,
Here. I mean, with law review and classes, who's got time to clean up, right?
Of course, darling.
Besides, last couple of weeks, I've been doing this research for Professor Kingsfield.
Kingsfield, is that the same guy who was giving you such a hard time when you first started?
Same one.
And now he's coming to you for some help?
No, I mean, not exactly. Actually, it's kind of an honor to be able to do work for him.
Oh. Listen, I'll give you all the honor you want. You come out and help me in the barn. I'll give you an honor.
Who's having thirds on this pie? Jimmy?
Oh, no, I can't. I don't have as much room down here as I used to. It's out of the question. Give it to this girl.
I'll take some. That's because you don't have time to work up a real appetite like you used to. That's what's wrong with you. You come out with me.
Okay.
Daddy.
I'll go out there.
Jimmy, you gonna finish that pie?
What, this? Sure, go ahead, Dooley.
Dooley.
Phone.
How many is that?
Could I have that sugar, please,
Who?
sir?
Oh, yes. Yes, he is. Long distance calling for James Hart.
Oh, great.
Knock.
Andy.
Sandy, how are you?
Hey, dude.
Golden.
That you, Hart?
Hey, Golden, you missed me already?
Oh, he's talking long distance.
Very amusing. Less amusing is the news I have for you about that amicus brief you're working on for Kingsfield Dice.
Okay, what about it?
Well, it looks like the Supreme Court just dropped a little bomb on it. I just got through reading the text of FAC versus Maynard. It came out this morning. Well, basically, it just overturns the constitutionality of the legislative veto.
Oh, my God.
Those statutes that may be affected by the decision, including, you guessed it, the National Historic Preservations Act of 1980.
Yeah, I'm still here. So basically what we're talking about is a whole new brief.
Right, so what I decided to do was to... Golden, you okay this? Hart, hang on a minute.
The Supreme Court just came out with a decision overturning the legislative veto.
Son of a gun.
Andy, I'd like you to meet your future brother-in-law. This is Jimmy.
Hey, I've heard a lot about you, Jim.
Yeah, same here.
Sounds like you got a little bad news.
What?
I said I'm going to turn the whole thing over to Rita Harriman. She will finish the work and hand it into Kingsfield.
What are you talking about? That's my brief.
Kingsfield asked you to do some research for him. You did all that you could, and Rita will do the rest.
No! I gave Kingsfield my word. Don't you know what that means?
Yes, I do, Hart. So what are you going to do? You're halfway across the country.
I can do it. Just read me the court's decision.
Who do you think you're talking to? Do you think I got nothing else to do with my time? Do you know how many pages this decision is? And, my friend, what are you going to do for your backup research?
Wait! I know this lawyer here in town. He had a big library in his office.
Yeah, Ted. Ted Pearson. He'll give you a hand.
Right. I'm sure he'll have most of the books we'll need. Well, Golden, let me check with him. I'm positive. Hey, come on, Golden. Give me a break. I'm not on the moon, you know. This is Minnesota.
You're here.
James, come on in.
Mr. Pearson, it's good to see you. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Before you sit down, what are the elements of the tort of negligence?
Let's see. Presence of a duty of care, breach of that duty, injury as a result of the breach.
One more.
Injury, legally cognizable as damage.
Well, not bad. Now you may sit down. Very good of you to take the time to come down here and visit. Your mom was telling me how much everybody was looking forward to your coming home. As I told her, another year and a half and you'll have your boy home for keeps. So, how's school?
Oh, it's a lot of work.
Good. Get you ready for the bar. Oh, you know, speaking about that, I was thinking about that just the other day. Now, when you come back home to study for the bar, how would you like to clerk for me? Is that desk over there? Yes, well, you could earn some extra money, get to know some of the clients. Might lead to something more permanent.
I haven't really thought that far ahead. Of course, I've made up.
Of course not. I was just planting a little seed. But, James, I don't want you to forget your roots. Farmers here are going to need good lawyers, defending their interests more than ever before. Folks like your dad are caught in the middle, trying to do things the old way. And things are getting tougher every year. He's going to need your help, not so much in the fields, but in the court, where it'll really do some good. Now, let me see that list of books that you say you need.
Yeah, it's kind of an emergency. I need these right away, and I remember you had a fairly large library here.
Have to go up to St. Paul for this one.
Oh, no, I don't have time to go up to St. Paul.
No? Well, I may have this one. Let me see.
Yo. Golden, it's Hart.
Yes, Hart.
Had an OCMR. That's it, but he could send from the Federal Register overnight.
Look, Hart, I already gave it to Rita. She's going to meet with Kingsfield sometime this afternoon.
Wait, maybe I can fly home for the day. Well, she doesn't understand the complexities of the case.
Harriman, do you understand the complexities of the case?
Thoroughly.
She understands, Hart.
Well, ask her if she wants my help. All right, Golden, well, then you tell her to check the legislative history of congressional intent with regards to this decision. That's right, Golden. Well, this is important. Well, can you make sure she understands that? Talk to her. Because I don't want her going into Kingsfield unprepared. That's why, Golden, it's important.
Did I tell you Vicky asked my advice about something the other day? Can you believe it? I nearly fell over backwards. Well, of course she is. Hi, honey. Did you find what you were looking for?
No, I need to use the phone.
I will. It's Virginia Sanders. She says to say hello, and she wants to ask you a question about a warranty she got in the mail.
Okay, Ma, I need to use the phone to call Kingsfield right away.
Okay. Jimmy needs to use the phone. He has to call the Supreme Court, I suppose.
No, not the Supreme Court, Mom.
Yeah, they grow up right before your eyes, don't they? No, I won't. I'll call you if I need anything. Yeah, bye-bye. She's a good friend. You look just like your father when you're upset. What's the matter, Jimmy?
Oh, Golden is giving the case to someone else. I have to let Kingsfield know right away. Golden is blocking all of my efforts to continue working on this case. Kingsfield's going to think I don't care about this brief enough to see it through until the Supreme... Hello, Mrs. Nottingham. This is James Hart calling. I need to speak to Professor Kingsfield right away. It's urgent. Well, when will he be done with his meeting? Okay, when can I call him? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's area code 612-555-2337. Yeah, I'll be waiting for your call. It is so frustrating.
What's so frustrating?
Oh, history is being made here, and I can't even get a copy of the court's decision. Do you realize what this could mean? The courts may be altering the entire political balance of this country. If they take away the legislative veto, the president can shove whatever he wants right down their throats.
Taste this.
It's too sweet.
That's what I thought.
It takes away their bargaining power. I mean, just the way it relates to the National Historic Preservation Act amendments could have vast repercussions.
I'm sure that everything is going to work out just the way it's supposed to, and it's not going to matter one bit whether you get upset about it or not.
Mom, that's what you say about everything.
And hasn't everything worked out so far?
Ma.
another 5 acres off Jim Sutton. It's good topsoil. It's a little hard to get to. I'm gonna have to build a little road through where the cattle graze.
Isn't there already a road connecting that piece of the highway?
Yeah, but that goes right through the rest of Sutton's property. He used to let me use it, but he's got it into his head now that he should be charging me for it. Well, I guess he's got a right to do that if he wants to, huh? It is his property, huh?
Seems to me, I remember reading somewhere that in the transfer, the person who acquires that property also acquires any easements that may have been used by the former owner of the land.
What's an easement?
The right to use someone else's property. I'll have to check the statutes in this state, but I'm pretty sure that your access rights to that road are guaranteed by law.
You're talking like a real lawyer now. Statutes, access rights.
Listen, all it means is that you still...
Well, now, don't start apologizing for the way you speak, will you? I like it.
Since time is extremely limited, I've tried to outline the approach I intend to take on the possible impact of the court's decision on FAC versus Maynard. I read through Hart's research, and except for a few areas, it seems he's laid adequate groundwork for the brief.
Thank you, Miss Harriman. I assume that you're intending to integrate the minority opinions qualifications into your research?
Certainly.
And you will trace the legislative scheme of the statute?
Yes.
And fully discuss the potential implications of the decision upon all future legislation?
Well, I'll make sure that's thoroughly covered, sir.
As you know, Miss Harriman, this is a vastly complicated area of the law. Are you certain you fully grasp all of the legal issues involved?
Absolutely.
I don't need to stress the importance of accuracy in work of this nature. I will expect to see your further research on my desk tomorrow, no later than 5 o'clock.
Harriman.
Not now, guys.
They came out with this model last year. See, the engine's about twice as big, so it pulls a much bigger plow. It's supposed to disc and harrow a field in about half the time. You can take her for a spin if you want.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, it's been a while since I've driven one of these.
Well, just make sure you don't run into the damn barn.
Now, look, this lever here, this...
Jimmy!
What?
Telephone!
Look, I'll be right back, okay?
Pretty tight. Stand still, honey.
Hey, your fiancé's out there.
Where? He's not supposed to see me. Will you stop
Relax.
moving?
He's not looking for you. Showing us his new tractor.
Oh.
Hello?
Hart, Rita Harriman here.
Rita! What a pleasant surprise. What can I do for you?
I suppose you heard I was asked to finish up the research on Kingsfield's amicus brief? Listen, Hart, I think what we have to do here is make the best of a very difficult situation. Now, you obviously know the material better than I do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what we have to form here is a kind of alliance. Now, you have things that I need, and I have things that you need.
Oh, Rita.
Be taken in a little.
You know,
I'll be able to breathe.
you never told me you felt so strongly.
I am referring to the amicus brief, Hart. Now, the first thing that I need to know about is legislative scheme of the...
Mom, it is not snug at all. Look how loose this is. If you're going to fiddle with it, you're going to lose the whole shape of the dress. Just half an inch. Where? Show me where it's loose. Oh, Vicky, I'll be so glad when this wedding is over.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all this. I look pregnant.
Well, wait a minute, Rita. Stop. Ma, there is no way I can possibly concentrate on this with all this racket going on.
I am getting married in this dress and it doesn't fit. Do you mind?
Please keep your voice down. Sorry. Now, look, we
Will you
have the
take it in?
cummerbund. Yes, I will. I'll take it in a tiny bit.
Listen, Rita, this is obviously going to take some time. Now, I was just out there working and, I've still got horse manure on my hands.
How fascinating. Well, why don't you wash your hands and call me back, Hart?
Well, no, I really don't think that's clear, Harriman. Because, wait, okay, just a minute, listen to this. You can also take the, just a minute, Harriman, listen. You can also take the approach that the legislative veto declared unconstitutional by the court. Right, it was a legislative decision about individual rights. Right. Well, yeah, quasi-judicial. Well, yeah. Whereas the statute we're dealing with here involves the establishment of a broad regulatory scheme. No. Yeah? No, that's a separate issue. Because we're talking about the separation of powers between the president and the Congress. Exactly. Yeah, so what we need to do is point out the potential conflict of interest if a case should arise where... Right. Exactly, designed for the same purpose, exactly. No.
Who's been on the damn phone all night?
Oh, who do you think? Jimmy's been talking about that business with the Supreme Court for hours.
Well, those folks in D.C. are gonna have to sit tight, because Dooley and Jimmy are gonna give your boyfriend here one more night of freedom, or it's too late.
Forget it. He's got to get all that work done by tomorrow.
Well, old Dooley knows the secret password.
Okay, look, here's what we'll do. I'll cover the statute as it applies to the legislative scheme which preceded the decision. Hang on a second, Rita. Hey, what do you say, dude?
Not too much. I just came by to pick you up on the way to the launching pad. We're gonna send your brother-in-law to the moon.
Oh, God. Well, I'd love to come with you.
Well, let's go. Come on, the truck's all loaded with brew.
I can't. I'm helping out with this research. It has to be done by tomorrow morning. Maybe next time?
Sure thing. Okay. Won't work too hard.
Thanks, Dooley. Okay, Rita. Yeah, so I'll write all that up tonight. Yeah.
Don't tell. See?
Hey, Roger! Grab me that rope! Come on, guys. You know, Vicky, I think your brother needs a little coaxing.
Oh, no.
Wait, let me get that. All right. Yeah. Hey, guys, what's going on? Hey, come on. Oh, come on, Dooley. Don't mess around. I haven't got time for this.
Hart? Hart?
Hey, come on.
Jimmy's got to go now.
Bye. What, you taking up roping?
Whoa!
Hey, guys, I'm
They
serious.
teach you those words in law school?
Guys, I can't mess around.
Let's go, guys.
How have you guys been? Oh, come on.
Forward.
I'm serious.
Oh, come on, you guys. Would you get this one off?
Oh, they got you
Come on, Billy, put me down.
You got an obligation to your country to get that boy blasted before he gets married. You've been gone too damn long. That's your problem.
Wait a minute. Dooley, would you listen to me? I cannot go with you.
Come on, man. Can't you feel the lava rising up to the surface? The old volcano is all set to blow.
Dooley, I don't have time for the old volcano. There's some people on the other end of that phone. They're counting on me. I cannot let them down. You understand that?
You're the boss. Okay. Let's go.
Dooley, look, knock a six-pack down for me, will you?
Yeah. You've been doing that for a long time now.
Good time. Hi.
Yeah.
I heard you stop. I figured maybe you were all finished.
No, I'm just taking a break.
What's that?
Oh, it's some old medal I won in the 4-H club.
That's the one you won for showing your calf. Don't you remember?
Guess not.
Oh, I do. I was sure this medal had good luck in it. I used to sneak in here to touch it when I wanted something to turn out good.
Well, I'm gonna have to go through all these drawers one of these days.
You look pretty tired.
I am.
Can't you just finish that in the morning?
Not enough time. Oh, don't worry about it. I go through this all the time in law school. You just have to push on through until it gets done.
Why?
Why? Comes with the territory. I can remember when I first got to law school, I thought the law was chiseled in granite somewhere, and all I had to do was memorize those laws, and I'd have a career, be a lawyer. I can remember sitting in the library at 2 o'clock in the morning, reading about what some judge said in Georgia back in 1853 about the powers of the president, and I'm getting furious. No, that's not what it says in the Constitution. And it's like I'm talking to generations of legal minds that have come before me. And we all care about the same thing, justice. What's the right thing to do? You know what I mean?
Oh, I know. Sometimes it's really hard to know for sure what the right thing is to do. I mean, Andy and I haven't known each other all that long. 10 months, I guess. But I really knew right away that this is the man I want to marry. And it didn't make much sense staying in school. I mean, I can always go back if I want. But Andy wants to get a farm going, and so do I, and everything's going to be okay. Just a whole lot changing all of a sudden.
Don't worry about it. Everything's going to be fine.
Well, I'd better let you get back to work.
Okay.
Sure is good having you home.
Read it to me again, that last sentence.
Effectively superseded by almost identical provisions of Regulation 32, later issued by the Secretary of the...
Identical supposed to mean, Hart. Either they're the same or they're not the same. Make up your mind.
Well, what's he doing in there?
He said he just had to finish dictating the last few pages.
The rehearsal should have started 10 minutes ago. How long are we supposed to wait?
Till he gets here.
I'll go and see.
No, I'll go.
Just see if you can track it down. Otherwise, we'll have to...
Jimmy, everyone's just standing around out there waiting for you.
Okay, I'm coming. I'm right. Look, Rita, I've got to go. Relax. We're almost at the end. I'll call you.
Well, at least the weather is nice. Well, he'll be here. Oh, here he comes. I want you to meet.
How you doing, Andy?
Come on, boy.
Oh, sorry.
James.
Reverend Baker, good to see you. How are you?
Finally let you go, huh?
You know, your brother sure spends a lot of time on the phone.
So what's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with it. I'm just saying.
Will I say anything about?
Hey.
We're gonna start in a few minutes.
Thanks.
It's very important what he's doing.
Look, what are you jumping on my back for? I'm just saying the guy talks
Yeah,
a lot
but that's
on...
not what you meant.
Would you just skip it, okay?
You know, he happens to be my brother.
Well, now that we're all here, why don't we just run through this little affair? Vicky, would you stand up at the top of the aisle next to your father? Sam, you go back there. Emily, you sit here as mother of the bride. Oh, James, just find a place back there. Parents to the groom. And best man is here. Bridesmaid is here. Andy, you're here. All right, we're going to take the processional. Music, and just come down the aisle. Now I go, dearly beloved, we are gathered here, and so on and so forth. And then the Declaration of Consent. And then the Ministry of the Word. And then a few personal reflections, not too many. And the vows, and the blessing of the rings. And now comes the good part. The groom gets to kiss the bride, which you don't have to rehearse, unless you want to.
Vicky! Vicky! Vicky!
Wait a minute. Hang on. Let me talk to her.
Vicky, what is it?
Just stay away from me.
Well, hey, what's the matter?
You don't know, do you?
No, I don't.
I wanted you here more than anybody. But you've changed so much. You don't care about me.
What are you talking about? Of course I care about you. Oh, don't you know?
Oh, all you can think about is your stupid career.
Wait a minute. Vicky, wait a minute. Oh, what am I supposed to do? I mean, I have a responsibility to finish that research. I tried to explain to you how much this case means to me.
Yeah, well, if it means so much to you, why don't you just go back to your law school? You don't want to be here anyway. You think you're too good for us, don't you? Well, you're not. And you're still supposed to be my brother. Doesn't that mean anything to you? Now Andy hates me.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
Just leave me alone.
Vicky. Just pre-wedding nerves. She'll be okay. I'll take care of it. You go on back to the house.
What are you up to?
Not too much.
You done with all that work you were doing?
Not yet.
So what are you doing out here?
Just looking. Remember Killer Man Hill over there?
Still got the scars on my arm. Yeah. We put in a lot of mileage on that lot. You know, I wasn't going to come back either. Been on the road for about 9 months. Had my own rig. Drove in 46 states. Then Dad got sick. I'm out in Wyoming. I'm sitting in this nowhere bar. I'm thinking, so who's gonna bring in the cows? You realize you got these obligations to your own people. You can't just turn your back on them when they need you. You should have been there last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Made Mount St. Helens look like a campfire. I'm talking about major volcanic action here. You lift?
Where did you disappear to?
Felt like walking.
Hungry?
Where's Vicky?
She's having her hair done. She's okay now. Everybody goes through it one way or another. Oh, that girl, Rita Harriman, called. She wanted to know when you were going to call her back.
Been doing some thinking. I guess what it comes down to is I'm not so sure what it is I want to do with my life anymore. I mean, I guess I always just assumed that I'd be coming home after law school, setting up practice here. But now I'm not so sure anymore. I mean, there's just so much going on out there that I really care about. And there's a lot going on here, too. I guess the thing is, I just really care about you all. And I just feel like after all you've done for me, I should be giving something back, and instead of just taking off.
You are, Jimmy. You're giving back plenty.
I just don't want to lose what I have here.
Don't worry. You won't. Because you got it inside you. And that's the important thing. When I see the way you've been staying up all night, half crazed with this work you've been doing, well, it just puts me in mind of the way your father used to be. Walking around this place. Well, we just put a down payment on it. I mean, we worked hard. Because that's what we believed in. And that's what I see you doing. Sure, it's a nuisance to have around the house the day before your sister's wedding. Makes your father and me so proud. So proud.
Well, I'm not going to get any work done tomorrow. I better get busy while I can.
Well, you still have some work ahead of you. I will go upstairs. Oh, I'll get it. Hello. Yes. Professor Kingsfield, isn't this a pleasant surprise? Our Jimmy's told us so much about you, and we're just all so pleased with the wonderful things you've been teaching him. Yes, we have quite a celebration on our hands. Have you ever tried to fit 20 apricot pies into your oven? Mom. Well, of course they're fresh. Who do you think you're talking to? He never even mentioned his mother's apricot pie? Oh. Well, we'll have to do something about that, won't we? Mom. Now, listen, I know you're a busy man, so I won't keep you. You take good care of our Jimmy. I will. Hurry up, Jimmy. It's Professor Kingsfield.
Hello? Yes, sir. A message from me? Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm sorry, sir. No, that's all been taken care of. I should have called to let you know. Yes, sir.
Now, wasn't that thoughtful of him to call? We'll have to think of something nice to do for him. He sounds like a charming man.
It's okay. Who is it? Kelly, why don't you go downstairs and see if they're ready?
Wow. Look at you.
Do I look okay?
You look so beautiful.
Really?
Yeah. Listen, I brought you something I thought you might need.
Oh.
I'll let you know when I need it back.
You know, all those things I said to you yesterday,
Oh, I deserved them.
it's just that it means so much to me. What you think about things. And I didn't know how important it would be to you. Coming back here to my wedding.
Neither did I. I guess that's just the way I had to find out.
Maybe I expected too much of you. I mean, I don't know what it's like to go to law school.
That's just it. I see this all the time. People get so narrow, so tunnel-visioned. They forget what's really important.
What is important to you, Jimmy?
Coming back to see my sister married. And I almost missed it. I'm sorry. I am so sorry I hurt you.
I know we're kind of going in different directions in our lives. But I never want to lose you, Jimmy.
You won't. I promise.
That you, Hart?
Yeah, go back to sleep.
No, I have to get up anyway. Oh, how was home sweet home? Everything just the way you left it.
Oh. A few things changed. My sister got married. I can only eat 2 pieces of my mom's apricot pie instead of 3. Other than that, I think it's the first time I really appreciated where I come from. And being home made me realize how much this place is shaping the way I look at things. What I want to do with my life. You know, Ford, I'm really starting to feel like I belong here. I'll be right back.
Where are you going? You just got here.
You know, one more stop to make. You know what, Ford? I actually missed you.
I'm going back to bed.
Aaron, did you get it in on time?
Had it on his desk at 4:58.
Good.
Hart, I couldn't have done it without your help.
No problem.
Is that the hand that was full of horse manure?
See you, Herman.
See you, Hart.